6 of y'all alone give me something for a night, you know.
What's up, beautiful family? Welcome back to these channels once again. So guys, Chinese built a hotel in Jamaica. The owner of the hotel was a Chinese, and it's good to do a business in other countries. Like it was a good investment for Jamaicans, because Jamaicans expected to get a job to that hotel to create a lot of opportunities. Then the worst part is that the hotel was not allowed any black people to enter in, or any Jamaicans to enter in, and the management failed to employ black people. So the black people, so it is like a discrimination. In today's video is a combination of videos about how really we are going to see how people reacted towards this hotel. So let's watch this video until the end, then I'll come back with more comment. I'm your host, Tim Tesi. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, and all full credits goes to original creators of this video.
So a group of people went to Jamaica, and I'm not sure what race is it, but you can take your guess if you want to. And they built a hotel, and they said that no black people weren't allowed, even though they're building it in Jamaica. I'm sorry? Yes, even though it was in Jamaica. So let me guess. So, thank you. So what they did, the Jamaicans, they burned the hotel down to the ground. They burned it down to the ground. The Jamaicans burned this racist hotel down.
Hey, me just have a question. Now watch me here. Me cut off my lock, so me I try and navigate through this short here thing. How Chinese man go come to Jamaica and build hotel and say black people can't come there? That's why them burn it down. Me no condone violence, but Jamaicans, anytime them come to Jamaica with this foolishness, we need to burn down everything. Because they want to turn Jamaica in our new America, in our new UK, in our new China, in our new Western world, where white man and Chinese man and everybody except melanated people are run shit. Anytime they come to Jamaica with this bullshit, we need to stand firm. Don't sit down and take it, Jamaicans. You hear me? Don't sit down and take it, because if we allow them to do this, first they must start with the hotels, then they must start with the big industrial sectors, and then they must start talk about say we can't go this and we can't. You can't tell we where to do in a free country. Jamaica, we born and grow. You're a visitor. You hear that? You're a visitor. And no matter how the politician them hyping up and telling us, no can do this and no can do that, guess what? We have something called community justice. And if we no piss we off enough, we are gonna react. We're not like, sorry, me not bash Americans or whatever, but we're not like Americans where we are gonna just complain. We with Black Road, we bun tire, and we cause problem. Here? Don't come to Jamaica, can't tell me about black people can use free God given rights in a free country. Can't use hotel, can't use beach, can't use what next? Can't use hospital. You got a special hospital just for black people now. Come on, man.
Hey guys, so I posted a video last week talking about, the Jamaicans burned this racist hotel down because they did not want any black people to checked into their hotel. So it happened in Port Antonio, Jamaica, and the people who did it was some Caucasian and some Chinese. So they built an hotel, and also they sectioned a piece of the private beach and said that they did not want any black people to be included. So they just kind of like, yep, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to section off a piece of the beach, and we're going to just build an hotel. We're going to use these black people to help us build the hotel. And then we're going to say they're not included. Oh yeah, so the Jamaican was like, we're not having it, so we're going to burn it down. And that's exactly what happened. So I do have a video of the fire, and I also want to let you guys know it happened in Port Antonio. I know most of you guys have questions. I can't answer all of you guys at once, so please bear with me. I'll try my very best to kind of, answer.
There's a lot of Jamaicans on TikTok just saying that racism is not a thing in Jamaica, and it's just strictly classism and colorism. And I don't understand how that's possible for a British slave colony, that racism is not a factor in your country. Please tell me how. For a country that is over 90% black, I just did my Googles and looked up the richest Jamaicans. Why are they filled with Syrians and Asians and white people? For a 92% black country, wouldn't it be 9 black people and 1 other? Is my math, am I wrong? Is my math not mathing? I'm just saying, is that a coincidence or is that something else? I also purport you to read an article called Examining Race in Jamaica, How Racial Category and Skin Color Structure Social Inequality. It's an academic article about how race affects Jamaica. There's a whole bunch of data. Just read it. Just read it.
I'm desperately in need of help. I am fear for my life every day. But I'm not going to run. I'm going to keep fighting back. I'm a Jamaican. I'm going to keep fighting back.
Jamaica has a colorist problem. And the people that call people colorists are the most colorist motherfuckers in Jamaica.
People bad mind Miss Kitty, that's just it, just like how some people bad mind Spice. Some Jamaicans have a problem with Miss Kitty and Spice. Do you want to know why? It's because they are hardworking. They have a strong mindset. They are not afraid to clap back and advocate for themselves. And most importantly, they are one of Jamaica's big problems that we have. They are dark-skinned. Colorism in the black community has Jamaica under some serious chokehold. Now, although we might have a prime minister that is of light complexion, you won't believe it, they don't like his nose. And even though Miss Kitty might be a little lighter than Spice, they still don't like her nose. They love you like this, but them hate you like this. Them don't like when the ear stays so. Them think it's picky and bumpy and they think it's ugly. This, they call pretty hair. You see this, they call ugly hair. You see, even though this have magnetic properties and can use and pick up itself. See them? Look. Is it? Magnetic property. Magnetic. This is what you have and you don't know what you have. We come from a place where people bleach them skin like wow. The lighter skinned people, they get more pushed to the forefront than the darker skinned people in a lot of the industries, especially the entertainment industry. So if your skin is not very light, you won't get certain opportunities. You get what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you say if you're black, them call you black and ugly and them don't really want to hear from you. If you talk, them hate you, and if you don't talk, them hate you. You understand, them just have a problem with black people. If a black person go missing, a black girl go missing, them create a big deal as when a brown, light-skinned girl go missing. Even the men, and many of you are hypocrites. Even the Rastas, a lot of you are hypocrites. You talk about empress and this and that. And guess what? At the end of the day, you don't want people to have mixed race because you don't want kids to have what you call pretty hair. It's such a hypocrisy. And not behave like say it not exist. That's why I don't have a problem with the people them because them black and them successful. Them dark skin and them successful. You don't have an attitude towards black, dark skinned people in Jamaica. And it's a global issue. It's happening all over the world. But because I can only use one cocoa for full my basket, me deal with my yard first. That's why I address the Jamaican and the Caribbean diaspora. It needs to stop. It's worse than racism. This internalized colorism is a worse disease than racism. Because a nation divided by itself, it have to fall. Let me go to some data. Jamaicans of African descent represent 76.3% of the population, right? You see, out of the 76.3% of the population, 8.8% of women bleach and 12.5% of men bleach. So you tell me now, if you claim that the man them supposed to lead, right? Them are leading at the bleaching. So all you expect that the man them are going to encourage the woman them for love and accept themselves. Them all seeking acceptance. You understand? No wonder why them run goal if them pitney and not mind them pitney. Because if them pitney now, brown and pretty according to what them think, them not going to treat them good. All the while it happen is not a lie. It's not a lie. Anybody come under the comments box so and say a lie. Uno really, but that uno that really wicked and that have to go down today to tell such a lie. May I tell you now? Yeah, man. And look here, it's a worldwide issue. 25% of the population in Mali bleach, 77% in Nigeria bleach, 31.15% in Zimbabwe, 32% in South Africa, 39% in Ghana, 50% in a Senegal. And it's all stemming from what? Mental slavery. When you hear Miss Kitty talk about the things them, and when you hear Spice them and lick out, them know what them a talk about. You not gonna like them because you don't like black women in Jamaica. Let's face the facts. It's not all Jamaicans, but many of Jamaicans who suffer from one inferiority complex. You hate on yourself, and that's why you don't like one another. And if you think I lie, me I tell, take a look in at the comments box and at the dunce culture, how them quickly if you tell if you go. You understand what I'm saying? I saw them lack vocabulary, so I saw them have to behave and carry on. But trust me, you need prayer.
Racism usually comes in the form of colorism and classism in Jamaica. So colorism doesn't just extend to what you look like, it also has in it classist undertones. And so because of our history with European imperialism and white supremacy, white people and white adjacent people have all of the social and economic power in Jamaica, and darker people and more people of African descent are usually relegated to the working and lower classes. And so that is usually how racism is, predominantly exerted in Jamaica. Poor people are blamed for their poverty. There is a misconception that oh, you're only poor because you're not taking advantage of your opportunities, or you're lazy, or whatever. And there isn't this sort of understanding of the systematic hurdles that people have to overcome.
You see, as a responsible and objective Jamaican, I bear responsibility to speak out against some of the xenophobic narratives we have of Haitians in our community. Because the first time me hear about Haitians stealing cats and dogs and eating them was from Jamaicans. But generally speaking, the way Haitians are presented in Jamaican culture and media is very revolting. And we are socialized to believe that we are better than Haitians, and Haitians are the worst of the worst. And thus the tone in the following examples. Lad, you look like a Haitian. Lad, they must be Haitian. But the individual xenophobia we have for Haitians does not exempt us from the systemic racism we face for being black. For the person who was eating the cat wasn't even Haitian, was African American, but xenophobia and racism doesn't care. Now some of you might say, oh, this changes things. It does not. It highlights the racism surrounding mental health in this country. The point I'm making is that racism doesn't see nationality, it sees color. And racists don't see one pussy, cloth.
No respect. Clear yet the black people. Yeah man, this coming straight out of Jamaica man, featuring the world. I want the world to know this. Yeah, because if we don't love black people now, we don't have to come a black people country. Because when you come in our country and we don't show us no love, we don't go around us and play hate us, and we don't have it to see us. So I would really appreciate if not for you people were coming here and not showing us no love, no support. The best you don't come here man, because Jamaica is the place where we spread love and joy for everyone. So we don't deal with racism in Jamaica. Yeah, so when you come here, you spread the love and the joy, socialize with the people, show us the respect.
Respect going on. Yeah, respect goes.
I'm not saying the activity that occurred in this video is good or that it should be applauded, but I will say I understand. In Port Antonio, Jamaica, this hotel was burnt to the ground because the owners of the hotel basically put a policy saying that no Jamaicans could stay there. Only Chinese and Caucasian guests were allowed to stay and utilize the private beach. Now, it should be clarified that the owners of the hotel are not Jamaican themselves and are believed, I don't know for sure, but are believed to be Chinese investors from, China. Anyways, here's the video. Now, I'm not saying what they did was correct, but if you know Jamaicans, they do not take ish like that. So what do y'all think? Were they right or wrong? Also, it should be noted that not a single person was hurt or injured in this incident to my knowledge. If someone has other knowledge, feel free to put it down in the comments. Anyways, follow for more. Appreciate you.
Hello guys, welcome back. I hope you have watched the full clip, how really what happened to that Chinese hotel. Because Chinese did a very good investment, because when you build a hotel, we expect more opportunities to be given to that people. Because Chinese built that hotel in a foreign country, it was not in China, but it was in Jamaica. So Jamaicans expect a good employment, a good tax to be paid in good way, and they expect a reward from these investors. And Jamaicans, they have been complaining about a country being taken over by the Chinese, dominating most of the Jamaican countries. Jamaica. And Jamaica, beside having a population of 2.8 million people living inside and approximately 3 million people living outside, people going outside abroad, they are not going for good because they are going to look for the opportunities. They are going to look for the job. So instead of these like businesses that's being run in Jamaica, creating employment for Jamaicans to avoid going outside looking for the job, they are resisting to give those opportunities to Jamaicans. And that's why when you go to United States, most of Jamaicans are, many people are United States, many people are UK. They are not they are going outside because they are not going outside because they hate Jamaica, but they are going outside for they're looking for their better life, because they feel like Jamaica, there's no any opportunities that is being given to them. And the investors that is Jamaica is not prioritizing the Jamaicans, because number one, you cannot open a hotel and don't allow people, black people, to enter in. It's a very bad idea. And another thing is about banning a hotel is not a good thing. We have so many authorities. They may be considered like the government to enter in so that they can see how they can solve that hotel, that employment. We have so many labor. Maybe they may ask the labor, but the problem is that Chinese has taken over the Jamaicans. They are really about the government of Jamaica, and that's why sometimes back Prime Minister came out and announced that they are not going to, Chinese are not going to pay a tax for more than 5 years. This came out with a lot of comments for Jamaicans that no, you cannot allow a foreigner to not pay a tax, and that tax that will help the country to grow and leave the local to pay taxes. It's not fair. And so Jamaicans saw that the Prime Minister and his government is politicians are not helping the Jamaicans, and that's why they decided to take the law in their hand by banning that hotel. And it seems like it was a discrimination. I've been told that in Jamaica, the big hotel is being owned by the Chinese. The big restaurant, the big beaches is being owned by the Chinese. And you will find that most of the employee are the Chinese that is working in that businesses, and leaving the Jamaican suffering, leaving Jamaica traveling abroad so that they can go and do their work abroad. Like most of them are in United States, another in Canada, another in UK, and they are facing a lot of challenges there. They are not enjoying life. They really like their country. They really like the government. But the government is not like their people. The government is not supporting them. Because expect what about when you have this hotel and somebody may also come up with another hotel. We have so many hotels. We will reduce unemployment to Jamaicans. Jamaicans will get a job. Jamaica will work. this tendency of forced to leave the country because of work will stop, and we will stop being called a third world country. And that's what happening in Jamaica and also the black countries, because when you see the black country, they are dominant in foreign countries and they are not free. They are going through a lot of problem in those foreign countries. They like their country, but because when they look backward, they don't see that we have many opportunities. There's no any opportunities, and when we left to go to other country, the investors are coming in, and these investors are working with the government, and the government is not helping the people. As I conclude, that hotel was burned down by the angry Jamaicans, and I know it's against the law to burn a hotel. We have so many steps you can take, because maybe they can take this law to the labor or the government to intervene if they see there's the discrimination of racism in that hotel. And another thing is that maybe they might take a law, sue that hotel in court of law against that hotel, because burning our properties, we can expect that most of maybe jobs were losses on that day, because maybe all Chinese were lost and their property were destroyed, which is not good thing. So instead of building, were destroying. But I know that next time the Jamaicans or the people do that will follow the law into the point. And also having a hotel, because we expect when you are a visitor in any country, when you have a hotel, you must first employ the first beneficiary will be the person in that area. Like in Jamaicans must be given the first priorities to reduce unemployment, but failing to give them a job, it's a bad thing, and that's why now these things happen. I know the next time it will be host. So thank you so much for watching me. I'm your host, Tim Tessie, and please remember to give this video a thumbs up and also share to your friends. Let's make this video alive. Bye for now. Like, see you next.